So I remember hearing, or at least I think watching one of the behind the scenes stuff on this movie that I think anadearmas he burned like maybe over 100 people with like a flamethrower, and um, after seeing what transpires in the movie, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say I don't want to ever do burn stuff ever in a film if I'm not like fully covered, because uh some people are just like I don't want to do it. I sincerely do not want to do it. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Daniel Strung from QuickTime Reactions, and I just got out of seeing Ballerina. This is a John Wick spin-off film and stars Ana de Armas, Angelica Houston, Gabriel Byrne, and three of the stalwarts from the mainline movies: the late and great Lance Reddick, Ian McShane, and Keanureeves. And it tells the story of Eve Macaro, who witnessed her father be killed in front of her by a gang, or more so a tribe. And she is brought by Winston into the Ruscaroma, and she's basically trained up to be much in the same way as John Wick. And she sets out on a revenge mission to find who killed her father and to seek vengeance. Will she be able to do it, or will she have an appointment with the Baba Yaga? So, this is the first John Wick film to not actually be directed by Chad Stahelski. It is Len Wiseman, the person that is directing this movie. Although Stahelski is a producer on this movie, he is not directing. And I think Wiseman did a pretty good job at emulating Stahelski's visuals in this movie. There were a few times in this where I was like, that is like a shot just straight out of one of the John Wick movies. And I think Wiseman overall did a pretty good job of shooting the action. Maybe if I were to be like majorly nitpicky, I would say like maybe one too many cuts, but the cutting of it made sense, and we did stay with the actors that were doing the stunts. So really, that's just like a really like teeny tiny nitpick about it. But that's I've watched all four of the films, so it's like I notice some of this stuff. Ana de Armas, a really good job in this movie. Not only the acting, but also the stuff that she was doing in the film. And with John Wick, Keanu Reeves, we see him like, other than maybe like the knife stuff at the beginning of 3, we never see him, and the pencil in 2. We never really see him like use any other objects, but besides, like I said, like the pencil and then the knives at the beginning of 3. Like, we never see him use anything else to his disposal that can be used as a weapon. But with Eve, she's basically using anything that she can get her hands on, and I very much appreciate that aspect of her character, because earlier on in the movie, like, her teacher's like, who says that you have to play by a certain type of rule book? You can cheat, you can basically use your perceived weaknesses as a strength in your fights. And I just love the fact that that kind of translates to, just grab whatever and just use it to your advantage. Um, so I really appreciated that aspect of her character. I also love the fact that we dive more into the lore of the world, because we have, the high table and basically all of the people who serve that table. And then we have this cult, essentially, that, does stuff, maybe for business, maybe for sport. And it just, they have a gentleman's agreement to not get into each other's affairs. And I find that absolutely stunning and absolutely 100% like believable in this type of world. There would be other gangs in this world that, do their own thing, and, they would play nice with the high table, and, basically saying, like, if you don't get involved in our stuff, we won't get involved in your stuff. Like, that makes complete sense. And I also have to give props to Shay Hatton. She was the one who wrote this movie, and I think she did a pretty good job at not only keeping the same flair of dialogue from the previous films in the franchise, but also giving Eve and some of our new characters like Daniel Pine, played by the amazing Norman Reedus, that giving the new characters time to shine as well. But the main thing that I think people are wanting to know about is the stunts in this. Now, I briefly talked about it with, like, the camera work and stuff, but yeah, the stunts in this are really, really good. Like, are they some of the best in the franchise? Well, maybe, one towards the tail end. Yeah, that's pretty good. But these are all, like, really, really solid stunts. Everyone does a really good job. Everything is, like, mainly in camera. Is really, really good. Fight stuff is good. Gun stuff is awesome. The one thing that I was not expecting, like, we see, like, blood splatters and stuff in the Wick verse, but here there's, like, actual viscera in this, which I was like, holy moly, that's insane, but also really, really awesome. And so that was really cool. Um, but yeah, overall the stunts in this were really, really good. Like I said, Ana de Armas more than holds her own in this department. She's really, really good in the stunts. Of course, Keanu's really good. Norman Reedus does a pretty good job. And then I just hope that all the people that were set on fire, hopefully they got paid well, because I wouldn't do it. Like I said in the intro, I wouldn't do it. But yeah, I would say Ballerina. I would say for me, it's like in the middle, but hear me out when I say this. It's like, it's in the middle. Like, I would go 4, and then it's like just below that is 3, and then I would say, like, just below 3 is this film, and then, like, just below this film it's 2, and then just below 2 is 1. Like, they are all, like, really, really good films. And this is the thing that I mentioned in my Mission Impossible reviews, is that the Mission Impossible movies are like these big action set pieces involving, like, cars and trucks and, like, jumping out of planes and helicopters and all that stuff. This is a franchise that is mainly guns, knives, and fighting. That's pretty much it when it comes to the action that you're going to see. And in my opinion, I much prefer the man-to-man action rather than the big action set pieces. Now, don't get me wrong, I love that style of action, but there's more of a human connection and there's more of a visceral reaction from me when it comes to the man on man or man versus woman action that we see in these types of films. And that's why I kind of give the Wick franchise just that little bit of edge when it comes to, like, you know, Wick versus Mission Impossible. I give it to John Wick over Mission Impossible. But yeah, Ballerina is an absolutely awesome time. It is an absolutely fun watch at the movies. I highly recommend that you guys go see this. And yeah, it's just going to be a fun time. But that is it for my review of Ballerina. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys have seen it, let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of it. Be safe out there, guys. And just my word of advice, if you see someone with a flamethrower coming towards you, you need to run. Just run. Get out of there. I still can't get over that. And I will see you guys next time.